Hey, my name is James. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Create.xyz, which is a tool which you can use to create websites, tools, apps, and other products using AI. So you use prompts to generate the tools that you want to generate. Let's jump in to have a look. So this is what you land on when you first land on the Create.xyz website. Relatively simple, and you can get started. So you can log in, get a free account, and the free account will give you some benefits. Once you log in, this is the interface that you are met with. Now, I've used a lot of these AI tools before, Windsurf, Bolt, Cursor, Tempo. There's so many of them. I've used so many of them, and right off the bat, it's pretty much looks like everything else that you would use. With the features that you kind of expect to have inside of it. There's a few things that are really nice inside Create, and two things that stood out is they've got this Explore and AI templates pages. So if you go to the Explore page, it gives you a bunch of apps that the community have built. So it has all different things that people in the community have built, and you can go and see them, and you can sort of build on what they have done, which is really nice. So if you see something you like, you can go and click on it, and then you can actually remix it as well. So you can go click on that, and you can open it in your own project, and you can start building on what someone else has done and turning it into something of your own, which I think is a really nice feature, and also just allows you to share with the community work that you've done as well. Then if we come back into the dashboard, we've also got this AI templates feature as well, where this gives you a more comprehensive template to start working with. So they've got a task manager, they've got a portfolio, wait list, and so on. So there's not a lot, there's only a few of them, but when you click on them, I'll click on the AI blog generator here, and we'll preview this template. So you can see that it's actually a working app that you're getting that you can go and expand on. So here, if I say travel destinations and then I say generate, it's actually going to go and generate me a blog post about travel destinations that you could go and copy and paste and put in your website and do all the things you wanted to do with it. So that's cool. And then you can actually customize the template yourself as well. So when you go into customize the template yourself, again, it's going to open that template inside of your own dashboard, allowing you to go and build on this template and make something of your own that you wanted to make. So those are two really cool features that I like in here. Other features that are interesting that I haven't seen before is, well, not haven't seen, but they've got this databases feature where you can actually create your own database within Create. You can just come and create new database, save database, and then you have a SQL database inside of Create that you can go and use for your projects. I've seen a lot of other AI programs which integrate with systems which allow you to create databases, but I mean, maybe it's just my knowledge gap that I haven't seen it actually built into something like this, where you just create the SQL database within the program itself, and then everything can run within that program. But it's a nice feature. It allows you to do things really simply. So if you need a database, you can just go click create a database. I don't need to go and set up a Supabase account and link the Supabase account. Now, obviously there's advantages to doing things through third party that specializes in those kinds of databases, because you might have a lot more secure. I don't know how this is built. It's probably, it's just a SQL database inside Create, I assume. But I would say it's a nice feature for this because it's really simple. This is really easy to do. Another feature inside of here is the accept payments feature, which according to this allows you to accept payments via Stripe from your country into your application that you've built, which is nice. Unfortunately, if you don't know, I live in South Africa. Stripe is not in South Africa. So when I come to this list, I do not have South Africa on this list. And when you go into actually connect it, so if I go US and I go continue, it's actually going to bring up the Stripe dashboard. When I add the information here, it's going to bring up the Stripe dashboard for me to connect to. And because I don't have a Stripe account, because I don't have a US address or any of those other addresses in one of those countries, I unfortunately cannot utilize this accept payments button, which would be nice if they did have a more universal one, which I could use. I suppose I am in South Africa, and a lot of people who might be using this are probably in the US or in the UK or Australia or something like that, and they just have access to Stripe and can just use it. I mean, from any one of those countries, really, not only from what I've mentioned, but from any one of those countries that Stripe is available, you can just go and connect this and use this really easy. So if you are thinking of using this and you are thinking of using the payments feature, just go and make sure that your country is on that Stripe list so you can actually use it. Then to create a project, obviously we've got all those test projects that I created there, but we can create a new project by just clicking on the new project. And then it does feel very similar to any of the other AI tools that I've used for generating code bases and apps and all of that, where it obviously gives you a few sort of templates that you can use to get started and test it with, which I'm going to use. I'm going to use this multi-step onboarding flow. So let's see what this does. All right, that's great. Something that a small business might want to use. Let's see how it does in actually creating this. Before I did this, I did actually test the system a little bit out myself. I just tested how it prompts and how to add in things and how to use the system. A few things I noticed was it doesn't automatically show you the code that it's building. You can actually go into those and you can see it building out the code just like any of the other ones, any of the other programs that you might use, like Cursor or Bolt or any of those other ones. It'll show you the code and you can view the code. It just doesn't give it to you automatically. So we're gonna let it finish running through the steps here, building out the code for each of the form steps that we have. You can see it's step 1, step 2, step 3, then an onboarding page, there's breadcrumbs, and then there's the initial layout as well. One thing that I don't see, and maybe it's a pro feature, is the ability to change the AI model that's actually being used to generate this. So if I wanted to use 3.7 Sonnet Thinking, I don't see the option to go and just change that. But again, that might be a pro feature. I haven't used the pro features. So if you do know, if you do have more information on that, or maybe I'm just using it wrong, please just let me know in the comments how I could use this correctly. One other thing which is really useful in this case, is the add-ons here, which you can click. It's got these built-in integrations which you can use. So there's ChatGPT, there's Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, Google Translate, Google Search. I used this Google Search feature when I was testing in one of the apps that I built, and it just sort of integrates that, and you can just use the Google Search feature. Google Image Search, and I mean the list goes on. There's a long list. News API, that's quite a cool feature. HeyGen, what else have we got here? Charts, Google Maps. There's a lot of features integrated into this. So if you're building something, you don't have to go and actually get the AI to generate the code for you, or to write the code yourself to do a Google Translate integration. You can just add the Google Translate function into here, or integration should I say, and then just go and ask it to add that into here. So let's actually do that. Let's go. One thing that we haven't actually seen is the completed. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the welcome. step 1, tell us about step 2, step 3, step 4. So it's done a pretty good job at building this out. It looks really good, which is nice. So if you were using this to build something for your small business, as like the example here with this sign up form, that's really great because you can have something that looks really good and it's quite simple to use. You can actually see the code base. If you click on the code here as well, you can download your project, which is great. And obviously you can just make changes as needed, wherever you need to make those changes. So let's do this Google Translate integration and let's see how it does. Okay, so it has just finished doing the Google Translate capabilities within the app. And what it's done is it's added this little Google Translate button at the top here, where obviously you can change your language. On the initial landing page here, so we can change it Spanish, French, German, Chinese, Japanese. Let's see if we change it to Spanish. Okay, failed to... Let's see if we can change it to anything else. No, let's see if it can fix this error for us. All right, so this is interesting. It's actually, for the first time, it's actually showing us what it's doing in the chat. Just for a second, it seemed like. So it actually started building out the code in the chat, and then it obviously compressed that all into the onboarding layout. Okay, it has finished again. Okay, so now what it has done, let's have a look. Is it going to translate? No, it's not translating. Let's see if we can see the logs. Yeah, translation failed still. Translation failed. Okay, so the translations are still failing. So I would need to troubleshoot that a lot more to actually see what's going on and why it would be failing. Components are out of date. Let's update them. Let's see if that fixes maybe our translation error. Maybe it was as simple as something needed to be updated here. Let's check. It still does not seem to be translating, although it's still telling me components are out of date. Let's go back to step 2. Okay, so the translation doesn't seem to be working very well, but the actual how it's designed it and how it's built it is not bad. It's actually quite a nice, it looks quite nice, and it did this completely by itself. I didn't need to tell it to make it more modern or do anything like that, because it had built a very simple user interface, which I find often some of these AI programs do when you ask them to do something like build a dashboard or build a website or build a landing page. Unless you be very specific about the design, it's just going to do something very, very simple that doesn't actually look good for the user, but it's, it'll work like it's supposed to sometimes. But this seems to be, it looks good. It allows you to select things. It looks nice. So beside the few errors that we got, Create actually seemed to create quite a nice product that we might be able to use and publish, and maybe we can just put it on their community and see if anyone can improve on that. I will leave a link to go and use Create in the description of this video, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also join my Discord. The link is in the description. I do videos like this. I do videos creating applications using AI, and I review AI products. So subscribe for all of those videos every week.